Hello, hello, hello. Okay, so this is my first time doing makeup tutorial. I'm not a professional makeup artist, but I do my own makeup. And when I do my own makeup, it comes out really, really good. So I like to say hello, how you guys doing? And please don't come for me because I'm not a professional makeup artist, but I do my own thing, and my makeup do be coming out bomb and stuff. So yeah, let's get started. So I got facial wipes here, as you guys can see, facial wipes. I'm gonna clean off the, I already washed my face like twice already today, so I'm just gonna clean up my face a little bit because it's a little bit oily. So I'm gonna do that first. Okay. Got all the dirt on my face. The soap I use on my face is Neutrogena. My face used to be, when I was living in Florida, my face used to be bad, like very bad. I had very bad acne. Um, so I'll probably post a picture of how bad my face was in Florida compared to now that I'm living in Massachusetts and stuff. So Massachusetts is really good to my skin. I don't know if because of the humidity in Florida, because it's so hot and so muggy and so moist out there. I mean, it's hot in Massachusetts too, but it's not muggy like Florida. Florida's muggy, nasty. But I live in Massachusetts now. I moved to Massachusetts August of 2020. And I have been coming to visit Massachusetts, but now that I'm living here, I love it here. I love this since I came to visit here in 2019. I mean, when I used to be little, my grandpa used to live in Massachusetts, and I used to come. My mom used to come here in Massachusetts to visit my grandpa, her dad, and that's I. The only thing I remember about when my mom used to come to visit my grandfather, I put this on silent because it's really gonna interrupt me. And I remember going to his house, but I don't remember it was Massachusetts or anything like that. Keep getting the text, but whatever. But besides that, it's been good. So now I work I'm not a professional, so I don't want nobody coming to me telling me this and that. If you're gonna give me pointers and tell me what I did wrong, it would be perfect. I like to take, pointers. But don't come for me talking about, oh, you do this wrong, you doing that wrong. Of course, I'm not a professional makeup artist, but I try my best to do my makeup. My way. I prefer my way. Now I'm gonna prep my eyebrows here. Boom, boom, boom. I don't have none, but I do try to make it perfect. My way. My way. I'm gonna trim it a little bit. Listen, I have like 1, 2, 3 mirrors over here. One with a light on it, and 2 of them handy dandy, mandy mandy. Okay, now we're gonna work. I don't have a professional makeup. Yeah, Texas. Okay, now we're gonna work on my eyebrows. Let's scoot the mirror. This right here, like this. Okay, then I'm doing this right here, like this. Okay. I had to pause a little bit. Getting these texts because I am recording on my phone and stuff. So funny with this, but let's trust my process and what I do. I'm not a professional, but I do what I do. I do what I do. Okay, let's go. More space here. So down there. Okay. I have to pause it a little bit. I know people don't use eyeliners anymore, but I choose to use eyeliner because I love using eyeliner. That's just me. I use my eyeliner for my eyes and also my eyebrows. Back in the day, that's what we used to use. You know what I'm saying? So, let's get it popping. Like saying this in my eye. There's so much going on in here. Okay. something. But it ain't doing it. Hold on my fingers. I know you're talking in the background. That's the TV. It's not loud. I'm watching a Lifetime movie. I love Lifetime movies. I will watch one. I will watch it. I love Lifetime since I was a little girl. I should be telling you stories, right? Instead of just talking and what I'm doing in my life. So let's go to a story. I was born in Newark, New Jersey in 1987. So that makes me 35. Okay, so I was born in Newark, New Jersey. And then my mom lived there and my dad lived there for a little bit. And then I don't remember, but I remember certain things. But not everything. Not everything, because my memory is nothing. But I was born in Newark, New Jersey. And my mom told me when she went out, when my sister was born, that's when they moved to New York. Lived in New York for, let's say, 7 years of my life. So when I was like 7 going on 8, that's when we moved to Florida. Why did I move to Florida? Why? I was wondering why. I just say my mom and my dad, it was not on getting along terms type of things or whatnot. They was not getting along. So my mom decided to move to Florida in 1994. Is when I moved to Florida. To New York, Florida. I was living in Hollywood, Florida. We moved to Hollywood, Florida. Was it 2122 Adams Street? We was living in these apartments called Teresa Apartments. Now that I remember a lot from there. But we're not getting to that story right now. But what happened to me in my younger days. But I learned to forgive and to forget certain things. You know, stupidity and dumbness and certain things. But it's okay to forgive. It's okay to try to forget certain things, because to forgive is to forget. It's the best quality, right? Right. Okay, so now we're going for the eyebrow look. For eyebrows. So what I use is LA Colors liquid makeup. I have a new one here, but I'm gonna use this one. I opened it. Like, I don't, for some reason the top don't want to work, so I just open it and go in there with my little makeup brush. I got this makeup brush. It's Wet n Wild. I got it from, I had it for a while now. I got it from, let's see, Dollar Tree. I love Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree. I got some brushes from Dollar Tree. I got some brushes from Amazon. And I got some others from Five Below. I got some makeup from Amazon. I got some from Macy's. I also got some from, what is it called again? Five Below. Now I'm going to run my eyebrows here. Yeah, so I was living in Teresa Apartments in Hollywood, Florida. Those apartments are not there anymore because they got so old. In 2000, when we moved to Teresa Apartments, then after that, my mom left Teresa Apartments and moved to Washington Street Apartments. Still in Hollywood, but it's Washington Street Apartment. Washington Street Apartments. Then we lived in Mayo Street, Hollywood. It's still Hollywood, Florida. You know, a lot of people were like, Hollywood? Oh, baby. Hollywood, Florida. Florida have Hollywood, too. But, yeah. We moved around a lot. A lot. We moved around a lot. Then what else? And then in 1998, in 1998 we moved to Fort Myers, Florida. We lived there for about a year. My mom, my sister, and my stepdad, and my little brother. We moved to Fort Myers. Oh gosh, I have to pause. Back again. I already brushed out the part under my eyebrows. Now I'm about to do the top part. If I can find what I was looking for. Anywho, I was on the phone with my husband. He's at work right now. And I told him I was doing a video. So he was on break and he called me. Anyway, let's get back to makeup. Anyway, I was telling you guys about moving Fort Myers in 1998. From 1998 to 2000, I guess. Moved to Fort Myers. I was about, I don't remember the age. I was young. I was a teen. Because I already had hit puberty. Living in Fort Myers. Then we moved back. We moved back to Hollywood, Florida. Where did we move to? We had moved to Pembroke Road on 19th Street. Not that far from Pembroke Road. It was in 42nd and 19th Street. I went to McNichol. I went to McNichol Middle. And I came back from Fort Myers. We moved a lot. A lot. We moved a lot. I was everywhere. But my mother was. I went to McNichol Middle. I was bullied a lot in McNichol, but also I was bullying kids too myself. But I made some friends with. I was in Mr. Howard class, math class in McNichol, and I made friends. I have friends, but not a lot. I wasn't the type to open up to people, but I was mostly friends with my with the Haitians, my souls. I'm Haitian, well, born in New Jersey. My parents are Haitian, and I do speak Creole, but not as good. But I do speak Creole a lot. A lot of things I know in Creole. Because I grew up with the Haitian people, my Haitian family. I do like to do, I do with Haitians more than American people. You know what the thing is? Like, when he asks you, do you speak Haitian? Ooh, I speak Creole, not Haitian. Haitian is my people's. Haitian is not a language. Get that straight. Haitian is your people. It's not a language. I remember this one time this person asked me, "Oh, do you speak Creole? Do you speak Haitian?" So I was like, "Do you speak American?" They looked at me and I looked at them. They looked at me and I looked at them. Do you speak American? Not at the time. Haitian is not a language. It's not. It's just what we are. Haitian, but not a language. But it was funny. The moment he asked me, do I speak Haitian? I said, do you speak English? And they looked at me and I looked at him. I looked at him and he looked at me and I was like, okay. So you see how it feels like. Do you speak American? Do you speak American? Yeah, but like I was saying, after moving to where? Fort Myers and moving back. And then in 2001, while we living in while we was living in Pembroke Road, and then my aunties on my mom's side, they came to visit my mother from Georgia. They came to visit my mom from Georgia. And when they came to visit, that's when my mom decided to move again. She moved to Georgia. Mom, what you be thinking when you be moving to places? Everywhere. So we moved to Georgia. We lived there. We lived there for about 10 months. We lived in Georgia for about 10 months. That light went off, so I had to turn it back on. We lived in Georgia for about 10 months. And we came back to Florida. When we came back to Florida, we moved to the Teresa Apartments again. And this time it wasn't called Teresa Apartments. It was called, what was it called again? It was called Hollywood Palms. We moved to Hollywood Palms. Okay, so we moved to Hollywood Palms. After we moved to Hollywood Palms, then we was gonna be there for a long time, but they had to break down the building. They had to break down the building. Then they had to break down the building, so they was ending up they end up kicking everybody out. But as the process was going on, everybody who was living there, most of them they end up living there for like a good 6 months rent free. As for my mom, she was still paying rent from there. And then we moved to Hollandale, Cover Ranches. Is what it is. We move into Ranches. It's called Ranches, but if you say Ranches, we automatically know where it's at. We already automatically know where it's at. Majority of people who's from there. Ranches. So we lived there for a while. In the Ranches. We was living in the horseshoe part of the Ranches and stuff. I don't know what's wrong with this brush. I shouldn't have did that. We was living in the Ranches for a little bit. After we left the Ranches, we moved to Dania. I mean, we moved around a lot. We moved to Dania. After we moved to Dania, then I ended up. First, we was living in 13th Court. We was living in 3rd Avenue in Dania. It's like what is it called? Flipping Raiders. It's about a train track or something like that. Almost cussed. Don't want to lose my language. Then after that, we moved to Fort Lauderdale. We moved to Lauderdale Lakes. We were living in Lauderdale way. Hold on, before we moved to Fort Lauderdale, we moved to the other side of Dania, like Sterling Road. We was living back side of Sterling Road. And then we moved to the other side of Sterling Road to 42 4th Avenue. I remember addresses. I'm just that type of person. Then we moved there. Then I got pregnant with my son. Then I got pregnant with my son. And before we had moved to Philadelphia, I got pregnant with my son. and I'm pregnant, and then we moved back to the other side of Dania. It's like we was moving every year. It's crazy. It's not that my mom couldn't afford rent. It's just that things happen and you just move. Okay, now I'm going for my palettes. I got a few palettes here. I got this one, Spectrum. I got this one, Glitter Glory. I got Neon Bright. I got Babe Fancy Edge. But I'm not going for that one. Then I got this one that's called Ice Sleek. Make it easy and possible. Ice Sleek. And then we got Toxic Favors. Toxic Favors. Which is what I'm gonna use. I know. I'm just bored. I'm just decided to make a video. It's already been 13 minutes. I love this one. I got this one from Amazon. It wasn't a lot, but I love it. I used it a few times. Rinsed the plastic over it. I like my stuff nice and neat. Oh my god. Love this. Shimmy, 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 shimmy. Shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. Sorry, excuse me, guys. I know. Okay, so I'm gonna go for this one. Oh, it don't have no names on it. That's what I'm saying. It don't have no names on them. They should have names on them. I don't know why. Let's see if the other one have names on them. I don't know why these palettes from Amazon don't really have names on them. I don't know. What is stuff like that one? The one that's called Spectrum. Names on them. This one has names on them. This one is like 2 years old. Barely use them. Yeah, these have names on them. But we're not using that today. Now I'm gonna go. Make it a mess. I'm gonna use this one. It's like, what is it? What color is it? Lavender. It looks like a lavender on the light. So, there it is. Well, it looks like a purple. It looks like a lavender in the camera, but purple. I'm going for it. Go for it. I'm trying not. This is not high enough. I'm going for this brush type. You see it? It's like, it goes like this. It's easy for me to use it. Man. Trying to get it all out. Oh. I kind of look on the camera there. Not too much. This color is popping. This color is lit. Lit. Let's go for another color. Grab the brush. I'm using this brush. I wash it several times, but the blue is like permanent, but this one is like more whiter. Let's go for the let's go for this color right here. Or this one. Pink. More of a pink color. They look different. I'm gonna go for another color beside this pink. I'm gonna go for the yellow. Light green. It's nice. Okay. Got this brush. And got another brush. See, they have names. This one is called Tally. And the last one I just used, I guess Tally. I guess the brand brushes is called Tally. I got that. This I got from Amazon. Okay. We got this one. This one is more a bit. You know what? I used to hate people like that all the time. But look at it. You can see it. You can see it in this. Camera is really focused on it or something. Well, hold up. Now we're gonna go for orange. We're gonna go for this orange right here. I love that color. I did my makeup with that once, and it was bomb. Bombing. I'm going for it. You know what color I wanna get? I wanna get like the, you know how like I wanna get the crayon. Makeup palette. I heard that one is lit, but I wanna get that one. It's nice. I like it. Use the mirror. Ooh, okay. Let me stop playing. Okay, story time again. So when I got pregnant with my son, the father of my son wasn't really there. He wasn't there for my pregnancy. He wasn't there for me giving birth or anything, because we were just friends, and then I just one time mistake ended up with my son. I ended up pregnant with my son and stuff. I had my son in December of 2008, and I was on my own, basically, with my son. Yellow. I use this mustard yellow color right there. So I ended up having my son. I was basically on my my mother was there. She was there with me every step of the way with my pregnancy. She was happy too. Everybody thought I couldn't have kids, but I was only 21 when I got pregnant with my son. Everybody thought I couldn't have kids, because they, you know, that like the Haitian people, they always be like, Haitian people, there's something wrong with me with these saying all this stuff like that. But you know, sometimes in the culture, they always like predict stuff. They always tell you, oh, people who love kids, it's never easy for them to have kids. And I'm like, I'm just a kid, you know? Why would I want to have kids in a rush? No. So I end up having my son. Anyways, I wanna add like a little balloon right there or something. So I end up having my son. I was happy. I was so happy because he's my first child and stuff, you know. 21, young and happy and dumb. Yeah. Well, I had my son anyways. I was happy. I took very good care of my son. Very good care of him. And then when my son was 6 months old, I met this boy that I was with, and I end up pregnant again with my second child. Whoa, my son is only 6 months. I'm pregnant. Yeah, that was a big surprise for me. Didn't want that. I thought it was too soon, but I was trying to have an abortion with her, and the father, he disappeared on me. You know, he was supposed to give me the money to have the abortion. He didn't. He just disappeared. And then he came. And then he popped up when I was 6 months pregnant with my daughter. Popped up out of nowhere. Got up pregnant with my daughter. And he wanted to be there with the pregnancy or whatever. So I let him be there. Whatnot. I love that. This is really cool. This is like 4 colors in one. It's like the lavender, the pink, the orange, and the yellow, and then the blue. Nice. I don't like to put a lot of color. So nice. Then I end up having my daughter early. She was supposed to be born in March, and I end up having her in January. When I had her, I went to the hospital in labor. How about my mom was driving. She was on the way to the hospital with me, and she left the hospital behind. Driving, you know how excruciating that was? That was horrible. That was a horrible pain. I was in horrible pain and stuff. Let's go for the lining. And I gave birth to my daughter January 31st, 2010. But the time, you know what caused my labor? Because at the time, the earthquake went by in Haiti in 2010, January 12th, 2010. And I kept watching the news, what they're doing, you know, stuff like that. This is a white liner. I'm like putting on the crease on the inside of my eye. You can make your eyes a little bigger or something. Even though I don't have no eyes. Yeah, I kept watching the news of the earthquake, and it kind of put so much stress onto the pregnancy. So I ended up having labor pains and going to the hospital and having my daughter. She was born 6 pounds 2 ounces. She was a pretty decent size, is what they said, for the day that I'm having her. So, and then 1 year later, I end up getting pregnant for the same guy. With my third child, second daughter. Let me tell you the story about this. When I got pregnant, I didn't know I was pregnant. You know? And then when I got a call on the phone, they told me they found, like, I went to the hospital, and they told me that they see something in my blood, and it's a possibility that it could be cancer. So when I heard that cancer word, it was a shock for me. I'm like, cancer? When you hear that word cancer, that C word, your whole life passed by. And then comes to find out I was pregnant with my child, with my third daughter. When I got pregnant with her, I didn't want her. When I found out I was 8 months pregnant with her, I didn't want her. So I was like, wow, I'm not ready for a third child or whatever. So I was like, I had searched up for an adoption agency to adopt her. And I was so ready to give her up for adoption. I was so ready. And then I ended up having her. I was supposed to have her October 5th, but I ended up having her October 26th. She didn't want to give me, she didn't give me no contractions, no labor pains, no nothing, because she was just lazy. She didn't give me no signs of me being pregnant, so she was just a lazy child. So I have 3 beautiful children. I'm so happy and blessed to be their mother. I'm so happy and blessed to be their mother. I wouldn't change that for the world. Even though all 3 of them were partly mistakes, but not mistakes by God. That was God's work. That was God's work. Giving me a child, children, 3. And I'm happy to have to be their mother. I'm a proud mother of 3. Okay, so moving forward. Moving forward. We're moving forward to 10 years later. My kids are grown up, going to school. My kids growing up, they all going to school. And then COVID hit. We all know what impact COVID did. But like, everybody know how COVID did, the impact of COVID. But for me, oh my God, it hit me different. It hit me so different. So the way it hit me, it was like, okay, what's going on? Okay, so let's fast forward to March 2020 when COVID hit Florida. Okay, so March 10? No. March 10, 2020. My daughter, the 10-year-old one, when I ended up giving birth to early, I was sleeping. And at the time, I was sleeping with my mother. So I was sleeping in the room. I had ended up moving back, and we was all sleeping in the room. And they was sleeping on one couch. I was sleeping on the other couch. My son was sleeping on the floor, or whatever. And then while I was sleeping, Simon told me, "Get up, check on your kids." I'm like, okay. I got up, went to the bathroom, came back, sat down, and I'm watching my kids on the couch. And Saisha was like my middle child, the second child. She was moving, and I told her to fix herself. I said, Saisha, fix yourself. Or whatever. You know how scary that was? So when I told her to fix herself on the couch, she was having a seizure. Oh. My daughter had never, ever had seizure. I'm wearing, okay. This is Matte Pearless. Got this from also Amazon's foundation. Okay, made with clay. So she was having a seizure, and to me, I didn't know what a seizure was. So as I told her to fix herself, And I got up and I saw her like her eyes rolling back in the back of her eye, and she was thumbling. Drool was coming out of her mouth. I did not know what a seizure was till that day. And then when she stopped having the seizure, I don't want to cry because I'm doing makeup. And then when she stopped having the seizure, and I thought, like, I was like screaming. I was like, somebody help, help. And then my brother-in-law came, my sister came, my mother came, nephew came, and then she stopped moving. And then my mom was like, because my mom was holding on to her, my mom was like, oh, she's dead. In my mind, I'm like, dead. You know, like, I feel like my whole body, my whole spirit of my body, my whole spirit left my body. So when we called the paramedics, and the paramedics came, and it was like, oh, she had a seizure. So I'm like, in my mind, a seizure? Where the seizure came from? You know? It was like a shock. Because she had never had a seizure in her life. You know? So I went to the hospital, and stuff. They told me she had a seizure, and this is what they're gonna do, this is gonna happen, and stuff like that. And I'm new to this. I'm so new to this seizure shit. Well, excuse my language. To the seizure. And then mine, that seizure isn't new to me. And I'll leave the rest of the story for another time, because I'm like practically almost done with my makeup. It don't take me that long to do my makeup, because I'm not the type to do the full effects of makeup. Dawn. So my daughter have a seizure, and I moved to Massachusetts. When I moved to Massachusetts, that's when the battle began with the seizure. I have beauty blend. Where am I using this? I have to use the beauty blend. But we leave the rest of the story for another time. So I moved to Massachusetts. Now I live in Massachusetts. I moved to Massachusetts August of 2020. I love Massachusetts. I love where I stay. I live in Fitchburg, Massachusetts. And I love it here. But I am going through some things in Massachusetts. So if I were to move out of Massachusetts and get out, I would. Because of what I'm going through. This is contour stick LA color. I bought this. I bought it from Target. That tool and this tool is the same thing, but brown. It's called medium. Same thing. Contour stick. Okay. This is what I use for my nose. Let's just go back for that one. So, end of story is I am going through the battle of my life with my daughter having a seizure, and I'll go through that another time, another day, and today is not the day. Okay, so basically, let's just say I'm a fighter. Fighter. Got this lipstick. It's called Lip Culture. Lip Culture. This lipstick is by Bella Pierre. Bella Pierre. And it is Hothead. I'm not a lipstick person, but yeah. Not a lipstick person, but I do it. What I like to do is go for my eyebrows, fan out the area. See, get it out. Little blush. Okay. Okay. Sorry for that. I have several different blushes. This one's not for me right now. I already used to one of this one. I don't have thick eyelids. This area is so tiny. When I put on my lashes, I have to cut it. I have to get, you see this, right? Eyes. Eyes are so tiny. I like to cut it. Just a little bit of it, not too much. I have the eye glue. Kiss strip lash. Kiss. It got stay out aloe vera. It's really good. It really holds on. Really good. I could put on eyelash with it, and it stays on. And I could sleep with it. And the lashes won't come out until I pull them out. I got it from Amazon also. I'm not a professional at putting on eyelashes, but I've been doing it myself. They say looking down and putting the eyelashes is the best thing you can do. And it's been working. It's been working. Difference, right? Eyelashes. that long to put my makeup on. Just a few minutes. Just an hour. Okay. Done. Simple. It's cute. I put on my lace front yesterday. It's tied out. I had cried all this yesterday, and it was perfect. Fine. So I'd like to thank everybody who tuned in to watch me, and thanks for the support. So merci pour moun kap gade mi. So merci pour support. Première fois je fais vidéo, je fais make-up. Et bien que je parle créole là. Pendant que je fais vidéo pendant anglais, nous suivons pour plus maquillage ou bien n'importe l'aime ma font vidéo, on a une vidéo de maquillage ou bien on a une vidéo de parler. C'est pas spécifiquement sur make-up, on a blasé. Page moyen. Oh. Je vais mettre les là. Après mes femmes mettre les pourquoi moi je vais mettre les spots je vais mettre tout coup. J'aime faire là pour mes femmes à faire parce que je regarde un pile video. I watch a lot of videos on how to put on the lace front and I learned. So it was my first time doing this kind of lace. And it looks amazing. And I love it. Yeah, but I had this hair forever too. So it's really nice. I really like it. I like to put it to the front most. Like this. I've been wanting to do a makeup tutorial video, but I wanted to do a hair tutorial too, but I didn't know how the hair was gonna come out. Was it gonna come out looking good? Was I gonna do a good job? But I did. So I love it. So merci un peu. Thank you very much for everybody who watched me. I'm not a makeup professional, but I do my thing. And I do what makes me look good. I wouldn't try to do it on anybody else, but I do it myself. But I like it. I'm not a lipstick person, but it matches the whole makeup scene. And donc merci pour tout le monde qui a regardé mieux. So page si cloche à abonner à la chaîne. Bon si pas comme yon haïtien américain qui fait ici qui captive. So ma vive Massachusetts pour le moment. On se moi en pile. Et madame me quitte States à point parce que moi en pile. So merci tout le monde. Regardez mieux. Comme yon like, abonnez à la chaîne, la petite cloche pour toujours jouer nos notifications. pour n'importe les post nos vidéos pour nous regarder web, pour nous regarder jeune. So, c'est un peu, moi-même, c'est très cute. On va me retirer comme ça, parce que je vais me retirer aujourd'hui. Je vais me retirer tout à l'heure. On va me retirer, me faire photo. Et merci un peu pour tout le monde qui peut love là, qui supporte Chanel. Et je vais Chanel ça développer plus, pour nous faire plus de bagailles, ni moi, ni mari, ni famille, ni petit moi, pour nous participation dans Chanel ça, participer in the channel. So, merci un peu tout le monde. Et pour mon qui regarde mes audios, please, merci, bon love là, bon like là, subscribe. Channel là.